Hey, what's up, guys? Red Wolf here. So, I'm just gonna give my quick thoughts on the episodes from 4, since I didn't review those 3 episodes from last week, to episode 9. And basically, I'm just gonna call it a day. So, let's start with episode 4. Now, I will say, it was a little fun story, and I like that it wasn't largely self contained in a lot of ways. Though obviously still trying into the wider story. After the breakneck pace of season 2, it's nice to see that going back to the longer seasons allows for more fun little side adventures like this. Also, I'm surprised to see Dick and Arsenal getting along all goody-goody again. They didn't exactly part on the best terms when we last saw them. I mean, I know it's been a year, and it's still plenty of time to reconnect, but I guess Arsenal Roy just didn't strike me like that quick to forgive type. Lastly, it's pretty depressing seeing Zatara getting older under the Dr. Fate mask. I kinda assumed that Nabu at least uses his magic to preserve his host physical form. And by the way, didn't Kent Nelson live to be over 100? But anyways, at least Zatara would get to be around for a long time. But it seems like he's aging like he normally would without the helmet. But anyways, those were my quick thoughts on episode 4. Next we get is episode 5. And I like the aesthetics they've gone for the new Genesis. And Forager and the Hive actually looking like proper Incentroids rather than just slightly buggy humans is pretty cool. And I like how Supertown looks a lot more alien and technologically advanced, rather than just being a magical floating Olympus. It does make me wonder what direction they're gonna take the new Genesis storyline, and how much of a dick the real Orion is compared to the fake one. Bringing in Malafakak as Megan's brother, rather than Martian Manhunters, is an interesting twist, I'll say that, and could definitely be interesting depending on what they do with it. I just wonder if he'll ever get a more humanoid form, or if he'll just stay in his full Martian form whenever he's not posing as someone else. I really liked Malafakak's humanoid form with the pointy shoulder pads, and the massive collar. But I guess right now he doesn't really have a need for a humanoid form. Also, I like the little callback to the one in the comic where Snapper let the Joker into Mount Justice by accident. I'm honestly still a little unsure of how deeply Snapper is involved with the League these days, or where he originally came from, or why he hangs around them sometimes and doesn't other times. But he's a pretty funny guy to get along with. And finally, I'm starting to get a little curious and worried about Wolf. There's nothing wrong with a guy being lazy old doggo, but this seems pretty extreme, and he's probably hibernating. But it could be a way to limit the team's sizes or something. But hopefully there's nothing wrong with him. Next we get is episode 6. So the final episode brought back the League of Shadows, and looped it into the overarching plotline of the season when Brian heard that the abducted Princess Tara may have joined them. Now, first off, Josh Keaton as the Black Spider is the most hilarious thing I've seen in Young Justice. Even making jokes about his quips, this season has been above and beyond so far. And as much as I loved all of the episodes from last week, I think 6 was the best one out of the 3. The secrets we discover and action and teamwork between old and new was amazing, and I wonder how the staff will be able to balance this. I mean, we have 3 teams now, and I do hope we get one in Batman's team next. Oh yeah, how can I forget about Tara making a comeback? I'd love to see it if she joined Dick Grayson's team after all of this, because I'd love for a Teen Titans character and a character that was pretty popular from the 2003 series to come into Young Justice. I'm not sure if Tara's being brainwashed or controlled, but I would assume she's not in the League of Shadows and Deathstroke is running it. Which does line up perfectly for the Judas Contract storyline. The team thinks they're rescuing Tara, but in reality, she's generally working with the League and Deathstroke, betraying the team within. Though I'm really hoping it won't be that predictable. So I'm just gonna give my quick thoughts on episodes 8 and 9 really quickly, because while they were really good episodes, episode 7 is the one I want to talk about the most. So for episode 8, we see Shade, Livewire, Rocket, and Clayface in action. Especially Shade, and he's way better in this show than he was on the Justice League cartoon way back in the early 2000s. This version seems particularly fun and pretty damn cool when he puts on his full outfit at the end. Then there's episode 9, and there was a lot in this episode. The main man himself, Lobo, is back and is badass than ever. Ocean Master, I will say, does have a hit hard time for babies. The light just has a nuclear option, which makes you wonder if there's any honor system with the secret identifies, and especially seeing all those kids. So we get to episode 7, and yeah, this is honestly one of my favorite episodes already. And it may have been a little heavy handed at times, but the way the story was structured was just so different. And what the episode did with Vandal Savage as a character was just simply phenomenal. Like how Vandal Savage came into contact with, and how it got to the bottom of the ocean, explaining Savage's thing with the dark side was pretty cool as well. Also, I like how we've got this opposite days scenario going where Vandal Savage is personally risking his life out of space to save the world from aliens, while the Justice League are running like shadow ops and keeping their association with each other's activities a secret from the world. And it turns out that the Light were our saviors all along. Also, that was a pretty cool tribute at the end. May Miguel Ferrer rest in peace. But yeah, those were my quick thoughts on the episodes so far. If you have any thoughts to give about these episodes, just leave them down in the comment section down below. But anyways, this is Red Wolf signing out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.